everybody. It's the Todo Latino Show from Pro Audio Studio LA, sponsored by Global Processing Systems, the official merchant of Revolucion 2024. I am your host, Rafael. The team is all here. Daisy, Yobi, and we got a special guest, La Muerte Preciosa. She dresses up all kinds of stuff. You got to look at her on Instagram and on TikTok. Claritza, am I saying this? Is Hasbun.
Hasbun, yeah.
Hasbun.
Yeah.
Hasbun. So where does the Hasbun come from?
It's Palestinian.
Ah, there you go.
Yeah.
There
So
you
you're
go.
half Mexican, half Palestinian?
No, I am half Mexican, and then my dad is half Hondureño and half Palestinian.
Ooh,
So I'm
she's
like
got
a
triple.
quarter, yeah.
Yeah, she's got.
I'm
like,
half
she's like-
Mexican, quarter
she's like
Honduran,
one
quarter
third.
Palestinian.
One
Yep.
third. That's very
That's
cool.
awesome.
Nice.
What's
It's a
predominantly in
mix.
the household, like cultural wise?
It's Mexican.
Mexican.
Yeah.
So you're saying so how does your dad deal with that?
I mean, he just lets it happen. I think like it's just always been that way. I
Does he
grew up.
infuse any of his like
No,
his culture? No, he's just like
I
no,
don't think so.
Somos
Like
mexicanos,
he's a very Honduran man. Like
Oh,
he's
okay.
super Honduran himself. But like culturally, I don't think any of the things we do are like specifically Honduran.
Honduran.
Yeah.
Just Mexican. He's just
Yeah.
the mom took over.
Yeah.
All right, guys, we have a great show today. First, Bad Bunny files a lawsuit to a fan. Then we got some highlights. We got some funny news. And then we give our Oscar predictions. But before that, we were actually having a discussion right before we came on the show. And it was about people like R. Kelly or Bill Cosby or even like Ariana Grande. You know, when you support the artist or the art. And so I originally said, like, for me, like, the artist isn't separate from the person. Like, that's who they are. They're the artist. So a comedian is a comedian. What the comedian does is the person, unless you're doing, like, a stage presence that's different from, like, all the others. And then at what level do you not support the art? So for me, Ariana Grande is a different case, you know, from all the news that we hear, whether true or not, that she, you know, broke a family or whatever. For me, I still support the art, which is the music, whereas I won't go watch another Bill Cosby show. Like, that's just for me. I drew the line there. As prolific as he was in the 80s and everything that he's done for the community and so forth, like me personally, what do you think about where your
So you're not gonna watch
boundary-
the Cosby Show, but
I
you
won't.
will.
I haven't.
I mean,
I
first
can
of all,
understand that you're not gonna go maybe to a stand up if he has. A
Does he even do stand up? The man's like 86 years
no,
old.
he does.
Fucking
He-
walking
you
on a
can't
walker.
compare
Can he
Bill
stand?
Cosby and Ariana Grande. But I had brought this up because Ariana Grande just released her new album, and I really like her music, but I don't like what she does as a person. So for me, I'm like, am I supposed to support her even though she's a homewrecker? Like, and this
But I
is
figure-
multiple allegations, not
there's-
just one.
I figure the boundaries are different though, because like when we talk about Ariana Grande, she's doing something that for the most part we see like
All the time.
celebrities do all the time. Okay, whereas for me, like, there's a big difference between like R. Kelly peeing on women and all kinds of stuff as opposed to, you know, and I'm saying it because
And Bill Cosby is
okay?
very different than
and Bill
than that.
Cosby, you know, literally drugging people and like raping them and so forth and whatever you're, you know, I don't care whether you believe it or not. That's not my stance on that. I believe what I believe and that's it. But like, I won't support that. Like, I won't, you know, for me, like, I just find like there's
You will not listen to the music. You will not support the art.
for Ariana Grande, first of all, I can't stand her music to begin with the exception of a couple of songs.
It's a hard one.
It's I have, I guess because of the way society is, I've grown accustomed, like, that's just kind of like the norm in celebritydom, so to speak.
Yes.
All these people cheating on each other and breaking
Right.
homes and all
So you're
kinds
saying
of
that's
stuff.
normal, that you don't really want to take it personal, and you're still
I
gonna
don't take
listen to the
her,
music.
like, I won't go and, like, you know, have, you know, like, I won't go holding hands with
when you
Ariana
draw
Grande
the
at
line.
the park. You know what I'm saying? But, like, I will, if a song comes on that's banging, I'll be like, oh, okay, this is a good song.
Yeah. What
Whereas,
you're saying,
like, I don't listen anymore to I Believe I Can Fly because that dude was, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just different.
you're saying there's like tiers to it. Like
Yeah,
Ariana, she's
that's
like a
what-
level 1 terrible person, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Where
it's
like
that's
R.
what I
Kelly
was
and Bill
gonna-
Cosby, they're like level 2, level 3, level 4 bad people.
no, Bill Cosby's at like a level 10. I don't know.
That's like, you know, cheating or having affairs. It's kind of like,
But
you
I
know,
will say that people that cheat get their own karma, so I don't
Right.
really worry about that. So I'm like, I like Ariana Grande's music, but she's gonna get her own karma. Like, if
Right.
she is really doing the stuff she's accused of.
Yeah, and obviously, look, I don't know the details or anything like that, except for what we hear and what's going on there. But I just, for me, like, there's there's just certain levels that you cap on.
I think it's also interesting because like with Peso Pluma, a lot of people are mad at him right now because they found out that he was cheating on his girl, right? And they're like, oh, I'm not going to listen to his music anymore. Like, I'm upset with him. You don't know him. Like, regular people cheat on their significant
That's a
other
good point,
all the
too.
time. You don't
Yeah.
know this man
Yeah.
personally.
Yeah.
Like, I get it if you're like, oh, I like Peso Pluma is my best friend and I just found out he's cheating on his girl. Okay, you can be mad at him like he's your best friend. That's different. You can be upset with him as a person. But we don't know these people.
And I feel like it's their fault because they put him at that
Right.
pedestal.
Yeah,
You
pedestal,
put him
yeah.
at this,
Right.
like,
Yeah.
angelic
because he's
pedestal.
famous? Like,
Yeah, I would assume that because he's famous and he's a musician of that caliber, that there's something already going
Right.
on. Like, that's just my mentality to that world. Okay, because Miley was crazy. Okay, and I know Miley was being a freak outside of her thing. So like, I just assume that that's the world. I don't expect, however, somebody to all of a sudden be accused of drugging and rape
Pedophilia
and all
and
that.
harassment
You know, like
and stuff like
that's
that.
a different level.
Yeah.
From, like that, you're going into like
It is.
crimes.
Yes,
You know, like,
It is.
yes.
like
It
you're not
is.
going into an area where I'm just like, if I support you, I'm
Even
literally
human trafficking.
funding, you
Yeah.
know, your court cases and everything you're doing now to defend yourself. Like, so that's where I like draw the line. I mean, is there anybody particular that you feel like you've drawn the line on for that?
I have, and basically R. Kelly. Yeah, you know, it's sad. I'm not gonna listen or support it because you know.
Or I have somebody else. What about P. Diddy?
This
This man has been accused left and right, and
Yeah.
you know he's not a good person. But are you gonna support his music?
I don't know.
Him as an
I don't know
artist?
everything that P. Diddy's been accused
There's
of.
a lot of stuff he's been accused
So
of.
I know that he was recently accused of I think sexual harassment or whatever, but that turned out to be
Yeah, like
a
he's
money
been
grab.
accused of sexual harassment towards boys, like younger boys.
yeah. See, I didn't hear all that.
So there's like a lot. Yeah.
There's a lot.
But Shake It Tell Feather's a good ass song. So that's
and that's what people are saying about R. Kelly because he's
So-
written and been part of so many like iconic songs.
I don't. The only song that I know from R. Kelly that was like huge for me was the like I Believe I Can Fly. Like that was the, and I think it was.
And it's a
part-
good
it was.
one.
It's a good song. It's part of I think the soundtrack for Space Jams or something like that. I remember it was like a huge thing because of Michael Jordan and so forth. But like I haven't listened to that song in years.
Yeah.
Like ages. And as soon as I found out what I found out about him, I was just like, it's useless. Like I don't even need to go that route. I don't listen to R. Kelly like at full albums or anything.
No
like
te
that.
afecta.
Right.
Yeah, like it's not like it would be like for the people who got like maybe Kanye. There are people who buy whole Kanye albums, whereas I can only listen to a couple songs. You know what I'm saying? But for those people, I guess that's who it would affect. Majority. What about who you got? Who did you stop listening to because they were just a complete ass?
No, it was R. Kelly.
R. Kelly? Oh, we all have the same consensus. on that?
Yeah.
With the exception of my Bill Cosby.
I mean, are there other people that I should stop listening? Like,
P.
should we make a
Diddy.
list? Like,
She's against P. Diddy no matter
the
what.
I don't
list
really
goes
want
long,
to really
man.
support
You
him.
can-
He gives me a bad aura.
See, I
bad vibe.
think for me, like you'd have to be tried and convicted, which I think in the cases of the people that I'm talking about, they were like you knew that they did it. I think allegations for me are just a little different because there's a lot of allegations for people all over the place.
Correct.
right.
So you really can't tell unless somebody, you know, I'm a huge believer in like innocent until proven guilty, except for OJ. But
There you go.
in everybody's like, what the? No,
is
but
going on?
what's going on? He's just going all out. But yeah, he's walking around just golfing everywhere, and you know you did it. Yeah, I'm gonna get sued for that one. But I think for me, like you'd have to be convicted, and unless it's just something where the evidence is just so overwhelming. Like I think in Bill Cosby's case, if he wasn't convicted, we knew it would have been off of a technicality or something like that because there's just so many women that came forward in that case. But yeah, in Peso Pluma's case, I don't listen to his music anyways. I support him. He's Latino and he does amazing work.
Right, he
I
seems
did sue him.
cool.
He seems
cool.
I mean, I'm assuming
But again, I
that
don't know the man. Like,
most people would enjoy having a beer with the guy and having him in the backyard
Right.
and having a great time with him. I would not do that with R. Kelly. So yeah.
okay. It does. I was not expecting that. Like,
All right, let's
to
move
be
on
the
to the Bad Bunny
comparison.
lawsuit.
I know the news.
So in our top, yeah, right, in other news. So in our top news, so Bad Bunny decides to, and this is going to be interesting. He files a lawsuit against a fan for YouTube videos. So now we all know that there's a lot of people who post like TikToks, 60-second TikToks and so forth, clips of the concerts. but not like full blown, like the whole song, the whole concert type stuff. So according to him, he claims that Eric Guillermo Madronal Garron, which by the way,
Full government.
kudos,
Dang.
full government name.
Oh my
Dang.
That
goodness.
brother, you know he's Latino. He shared full song performances on YouTube, on the YouTube channel he runs. It's Mad for Live Music. And these weren't just like, iPhone 6 quality type videos. These are like full production. They look really good. I guess he got some good
Like
seats.
he
and
did
then
his own bootlegged version.
Yeah, he got some,
iPhone
whatever
6.
camera he's using. I did whatever phone that is.
Like if it is iPhone, it should be an ad for
yeah, there should be an
Apple.
ad for like,
Apple's
hey.
gotta hit him up and be like,
Oh my goodness.
They'd be like, that should be their slogan instead of, new technology. No, you can film full concerts and get paid for it. But Bad Bunny's going after him because he claims the fan is using the singer's name and music to gain followers and views on his YouTube channel. The channel, in turn, takes ad revenue and picture from Bad Bunny's own official YouTube page. So we were talking about this, like why he's basically doing it. So like you can do small clips and that's okay. You'll get whatever, 30,000, 40,000 and get your views from that. However, when you start posting, Bad Bunny's posting these videos on his YouTube. And when you're posting these videos on his YouTube, these whole concert bits that are exclusive content to his content, he's saying that this guy's videos are taking away from the revenue because he's using his name and his likeness to promote these videos on there. So he already asked, like through the standard way, to have these videos taken down. And I think it's through the Digital Millennium Copyright Act, known as DMCA, demanded YouTube remove Garron's video. Meanwhile, the fan took the video down. He filed a counterclaim to get them back up. And that's what triggered Bad Bunny. So they had already requested for the videos to be taken down. He decided to appeal it. And so that's when Bad Bunny goes, okay, now I'm going to sue you because now you're doing it specifically for the purpose of trying to gain that part.
Momentum.
Okay.
Yeah.
So he was
So
being nice at first.
He was nice at first
Okay.
by going through the proper channels, and the guy was like, okay, I guess I'm going to take, and then he decided to appeal it, which is the biggest thing. Now, according to this, it's an injunction barring Garron from posting the footage online, plus either a flat $150,000 fee for each video posted, or any actual damages Bad Bunny can show he suffered from the posting, which means if he can show that this dude was taking away from his ability to make money on his YouTube. Now, all the fans who were sitting there, like, people who were listening to this lawsuit or who were in the article, they're stating that Bad Bunny's got a lot of money, he shouldn't care. Others said that they paid a lot for this concert, so they should be able to do whatever they want with the content to it. And then there's others, obviously, who say, well, that's copyrighted content. Just like when you go to a comedian show, they make you lock up your phone in a bag specifically so that you don't record the content and put it out in the media.
When you go to a concert, that's not the case. So technically, it's not illegal because
Right.
we all record every song that a artist is performing.
But you don't record full blown
But what's the
videos.
difference if we're doing like one song, next song, like?
Because you take, like, for instance, if you scheduled a tour, and this is just my opinion, if you scheduled a tour and you made it to where all these fans are paying thousands and thousands of dollars, and now somebody who went to the concert now is posting the entire damn concert online, why would anybody go to pay for the tour or the experience?
Not because it's different to be there in person.
Yeah,
It's
but
so
you're
different.
seeing like you're not only taking away from the concert revenue, but you're also taking from the YouTube video like the way to get money from the YouTube.
But do we really
That's
think
his
this
argument.
is affecting Bad Bunny? Because
Right.
regardless,
I mean, he's the
still
one
gonna
making
go
the
see
lawsuit.
him,
I don't think it's his
you
people.
know?
He's not, other than when his girlfriend or his ex-girlfriend was suing his ass. Like, I think he's got a case. I think he's
You
got a
think
case
so?
on there. I think
You think he's the one that said $150,000 per video though?
No, that was a lawyer.
That's kind
That's
of
a lawyer.
crazy.
But I guarantee you, he's the one that saw, like, it was brought up to his attention that the videos were up there, and he basically turned around and said, well, that's not right, because there's a difference between 60-second clips where you can turn around and say, hey, this is the experience that I had, and it inspires somebody to go and, buy a ticket so that you can see the full performance that he worked really hard to kind of put on there, as opposed to now you seeing the full performance or the full concert online. It's almost like you now have a free concert of Bad Bunny if you weren't gonna go, or if you thought about going. The full concert's on there
guess
for
Yeah, I
display.
can think that you're saying, why bother? But then again, I'm like, the guy is definitely, taking a slice of it. Doesn't matter
He
if
should've
Bad
just
Bunny has
backed
the
off
money or
when Bad Bunny
not.
told him and
know.
just kind
Right.
of let it go and maybe tried a different way. I'm sure he's making good money, so I'm sure you can figure out another way to make money off of still using content from artists. But I mean, I guess I see your point. Like if you're using the full concert, it is a little invasive and kind of that's my concert,
That's like
Like,
if somebody
pay for
came, and I think that's why comedians make you put your phones now inside your thing, because in order for you to come and see the full-time experience, we want you to come in so that you can see the full show
yeah.
and you enjoy the show. If you're now sitting there recording, you're basically now like the media.
Right.
And you're now if we were doing a Netflix special, why would anybody register for Netflix where you can now just get it on YouTube from Guillermo Eric Guillermo Madronal Garron?
Throwing his name out there so everybody can go
I'm gonna find his. I don't even want to put his picture. I'm just gonna put his name. 'Cause it's funny as shit to me. But yeah, I mean, I think that's the reason that you you pay for an experience. Why are you now sharing that experience online, like a full-fledged?
But in that same, what you're saying is you pay for the experience. So if people are saying, oh, I don't want to go to the concert because now I can see it online, you didn't want to be at the concert anyway. You just wanted to hear the songs, which you can do at home for free anyway. You're
Maybe.
paying for the experience.
But what if I didn't know and I was curious and I paid for it just because I was curious?
That's on you. That's your decision.
I feel like if the same thing happened, for instance, to what is it? Is it Grupo Frontera, or is that the name of it?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure they would do the same thing. I think anybody.
No, I mean, I get it.
Because the thing is that I know that also Beyonce, people were recording her concert and everybody had their phone. I don't know if it was
Right.
the
Yeah, but
whole
they're not doing
They
entire
didn't record the
concert.
entire concert.
That's...
Maybe he should have just divided it into little clips.
Right, that's what I was thinking too.
Yeah,
if you were going to
yeah,
re-upload
split
it.
He divided it into every song.
Oh, then I'm I guess it's still bad.
Yeah, keep in mind, this is like a 2-hour show. He recorded every
Right.
song and
Yeah,
posted
taking
it
a
on
piece
there.
out of it.
Now, that's
He knew what
dedication
he was
too.
doing, yeah.
He paid to
Es
do
que la
that. He didn't pay to be
intención, la
there.
intención, that's where...
First of all, let's not get our head of ourselves. This man did not pay what people were paying last year for Bad Bunny tickets. Bad year, people taking out mortgages and
Yeah.
loans, and I know some people who went homeless over that shit. But the Bad Bunny tickets are a lot less now. You could have just taken some clips, and you still would have gotten all your followers. Because I don't know, that's a weird one for me. But all right, going into the highlights, Daisy, what you got?
So our girl Carol G becomes the first Latina woman to win the Billboard Music Woman of the Year award, and she received this award by Sofia Vergara. She was the one that introduced it, and she is the first woman of the year to be Latina. But the Babbler has a dilemma, saying that Shakira won last year.
I'm confused as to the award. So if she won Woman of the Year award, when did we give out the Latin Woman of the Year award? And why did they even make that if they could have just given Shakira the Woman of the Year award?
I have facts.
Go ahead, because
So
I have no clue.
last year's awards were the first ever Mujeres Latinas en Música. So this was a Spanish
So that's a separate
award
show.
ceremony. Yes.
Okay.
So this year it was a Billboard Music Awards. So she was the first Latina in that to win. In this
So do they have
category.
do they have one for African Americans too? Is there a?
I mean, eventually, maybe. But you get me, right? It's like we're talking Oscars and then we have the Latin Oscars.
Yeah, but
It's
we
like
don't
two-
have the Latin Oscar.
But it's
No,
like if we
Latin
create that.
Grammys.
Latin
The Latin
Grammys.
Grammys.
Yeah.
That's a good
You have the
comparison.
Grammys and the
There
Latin
you go.
Grammys.
That's a good comparison.
So don't
I
compare.
feel like that's a better comparison then.
Yeah.
The Latin
Yes.
Grammys.
So don't compare it like give Carol G her flowers because she did.
I'm not
something,
taking away from that. It just feel like for instance, for me, I feel like Shakira probably should have gotten that award last year instead of
Woman of the Year.
somebody making another show just to give another award. You know what I'm saying? For Latin women.
But you never know. Maybe Shakira can win next year's.
But they do have billboards, and also they have the Latin
It's
Billboards
a Latin
award.
billboards and the Billboard. So it's two different things,
Yeah, they do also.
And Carol G's on top of it right now. So I think it only makes sense she wins, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Right?
Rafa's not convinced.
He's like, no.
I don't know. I
He's
just feel
like,
like
no, absolutely not. But Shakira got it. Like you're saying Shakira should have gotten it last year, but she did get one.
yeah, but
did
she
get
didn't
it
get, she didn't
within
get that one.
She didn't get the one you wanted her to get.
No, I think like because I feel
Sorry,
like
she didn't get
look,
the one
the
he
two
wanted.
there's two different prizes there. So like when we talk about the Grammys and the Latin Grammys, you go in the Grammys, you're going up against everybody on earth to win that Grammy.
Yes.
Right.
Global.
Okay, and I feel like in the Billboard Music Awards, when you get a Woman of the Year, you're going to give them against all the women around you to
Which statistically is
Yeah.
not Latinas.
exactly. But what I'm saying is, you remove that when Karol G gets that because she has the capability of winning that award. So there's no way that Shakira, to me, is not in that same caliber where she couldn't have won that award.
And she is. Like I said,
No,
maybe.
Yeah.
she didn't win that award. She won the one that was made for that Latin show.
But this is a stepping stone. Like now that Karol G was the first Latina woman to win this, I'm sure there's gonna be plenty.
So you're saying she's gonna open the door?
I think so,
For the,
yeah.
Okay.
Oh boy.
We'll see.
He still doesn't like
And
it.
also, her speech was beautiful, 8 minutes long. But she wanted to like say that she struggled to get to where she's at, and she doesn't want to give any credit to any men out there because a lot of people say Anuel kind of helped her get
Push
successful in her
the
career.
envelope.
So she did throw some shade, saying like, "No, this was all hard work."
I mean, but did he though? Like he had a part.
I mean, do we hear about him now? Not really.
No,
So
I mean, I don't know.
that should.
Teresa, you have something to say?
Sorry, not sorry.
No, I'm not. I don't.
No.
I
She
don't,
said,
Who
like,
is he?
yeah, I mean, I don't pay attention like who brought these people up the chain, so to speak. But I mean, I don't know. I feel like if for instance, if this show ever got to the point where we're like
At that
way
level.
at that level, I would never like even till now when we started the Latin Babbler show, I still give credit to the people who helped me
You
create
do.
that. You know what I'm saying? And I still use it in all of my speeches and everything. So I feel like I don't want to ever exclude anybody.
But the thing is that when I heard first time about Karol G, it was with Anuel. Anuel was hot at
But
the
he
time.
did her so dirty that I'm like,
yeah, but whether
Right.
somebody
Well,
does
as
you
the
dirty,
personal relationship, but then when it comes to really music presence and entertainment, it was Anuel and Karol G.
I feel like she
That's
was
how
destined
that
for
was
fame, though. I
at
feel
the
like
time.
she already was
Right,
gonna
but-
become what she
yeah,
is.
but if
Right.
she didn't get that push, is what they're saying. Like if she
Exactly.
didn't get that push from Manuel,
Oh, from the
would she have been
reggaeton.
destined for like the Karol G we got now? No, I'm not saying she doesn't.
Sometimes it takes
There's
a
gonna be
man
people-
ruining your life to become very successful.
Yeah, well,
Right, but that doesn't negate the fact that like
Alright,
he is
Daisy.
the one that kind of got her to start it.
Yeah.
Okay, we can give him credit to him pushing her.
I don't wanna-
we are
okay,
giving
so
credit. Maybe
I
Karol G
wanna-
is
look.
not.
Right.
I understand what she's saying is that the level that I'm at now has nothing to do with him per se, but I just feel like, and I'm going to be shitted on for this. I don't care. Our audience is primarily women, so I'm always the scapegoat to this shit. But I feel like you can't negate that part of your art that took place. Like, I feel like that it was a part of that. It's a part of who you are. It's a part of what got you to where you are. So, hate the person, that's fine, but you still, you...
Maybe, he helped her way up. But
That's what I'm
Como se
saying.
dio a
I think she's trying to
conocer.
say
Yeah.
that she's not giving him all the credit because at the end of the day, she became famous. Because
Yeah,
of his
and he
individual
doesn't
self.
he doesn't
Yeah.
deserve all that, and he doesn't deserve who she is now.
Right,
Like,
exactly.
Correct.
And I think that's
can
where
agree.
she's trying to get at is like I'm worldly,
Right.
recognized because of what I had to do to put myself
Right,
out
because
there.
she still has put in all the work and all the hours.
everything,
Like
everything
she's
past
done it.
him was
Right.
all me. So I give her props, and trust me, we're huge Karol G fans. So you
Yeah.
know, but
But that is where she started.
yeah.
Like it's like you still
Like,
can't take that.
You
Yeah.
can't take that. It's like if somebody's like, "Oh, I'm from Patterson, New Jersey." I cannot ever deny that
Right.
part of me. Like there's a part of me that's very New Jersey, so
Right.
to speak, and it's a very small part of me, but it doesn't define who I am or what I've succeeded in now. But it's still a part of
Yeah.
Right, and
my
you can
journey.
also say like, yeah, I started where I started, but this is how much I've grown. Like,
Yeah.
I can look back and be like, yeah, I did start there,
You can
but
trash that motherfucker. Be like, where you at now, bitch? Look at
right,
that.
right.
You
Like
get a award.
besides that, I have done so many things.
Yeah.
Yeah, Her growth
So-
has nothing to do with him.
Man, we're gonna
but-
get a lot of shit for that.
Ay, ay, ay. Anyway,
letting
I
you
don't know. I
know.
was defending her, but y'all were like,
No, we're not
We're
like
not.
going
I'm
against
kidding, I'm
her.
kidding.
So hold
Today
on.
there's drama.
Wait. Full stop.
She wants this to be a reel because
Oh my
she's been attached to
I'm
all the
kidding.
really terrible reels that we put out there. So this one I'll post for me just so I get hated on it. So she
Hey,
can
but
feel
don't put me
better.
in there though.
It was like she's like, don't put, she's like, keep me out of this shit. She's like, I'm a female going nah.
I love her. I fully support her.
Alright, yo, you up?
anyways, I am gonna have another topic of highlights. Marcelo Hernandez, an American comedian and actor, Cuban Dominican origin from Miami, 305, which I was gonna say, performed a 4-minute stand-up comedy set for the first time on the Tonight Show with Jimmy Fallon. He had a sit-down actually, and they were talking about a couple of things. Unexpectedly, Jimmy told him, "You know what? I think you should do a setup." And he said, really? And the thing is that the cutest part of this video is that he was dressed up in a whole tuxedo.
I saw that.
All nicely prepped up. So happy because he had news that, first and foremost, we have seen Marcelo, what is it called? The website's called Only in Date. Super hilarious. He made his way out there. And, it represents the essence of what the culture of Miami is. And now that he's confirmed as an SNL cast member, now for the second season, officially, he's definitely representing us. And if we know anything about SNL, it's pretty much the place where all these amazing
All
talent
of them,
become
yeah.
movie stars, you name it,
That's
comedians. They really escalate and, they do their thing. So that's exciting. And, he really did really good. By the way, it was really funny.
He put on a show.
He put on a show. He
He's
also
funny,
brought
though.
a champagne with the title with Jimmy Fallon's name and his name to cheer because he was so happy about that moment.
That's so sweet.
That's
He
nice.
took really a lot of details on that one. Yeah.
Congrats to him. That's amazing.
Yeah.
We need more Marcelos out there.
Oh yes.
For real.
Especially on SNL.
Yes.
There was that era in SNL. You're talking about all these people who became like really famous. That era in SNL, like
Eddie
blew
Murphy.
up. Eddie Murphy, Adam Sandler,
The Belushi brothers.
the Belushi brothers, Will Ferrell,
Steve Martin.
Steve Martin, like all these people who turn around, they're like legends of the
Yeah.
game.
Yeah.
Literally came from SNL. Chevy Chase.
What do you guys think about SNL nowadays?
There was a time. Okay, so there was a time 2 or 3 years back where people were really shitting on the show, and that's because it became extremely political. Like they were just kind of trying to make statements. Like every weekend, it just wasn't funny. The actors weren't funny. The writing
They have gone through there.
was, and so. But I think that they're now at a place where they're kind of starting to bring back some of the humor. Like the Pedro Pascal episode where he's doing like the stereotypical, where he was putting in the like, I think they're now starting to realize funny is the way to constantly go, and then bringing in the performances is the best way to go, instead of trying to pick sides on like the different political. And they make fun of both sides now,
Yes.
Yeah.
because
Yes.
they understand the importance of, okay, we need to just kind of, yeah. And obviously it's a very, it's in New York. It's a very, I guess when you talk about terms, left-leaning
Liberal.
show, but they're now putting into perspective that they can now shoot their shot, so to speak, at people while making it hilarious, that people can kind of laugh at themselves, through the show, which you couldn't do before. There was 2 or 3 years ago, you were just turning that shit off. This is just so
They were
hard.
in a
bad.
down cycle.
It was just
I
so
remember.
bad.
It was so bad.
There was like I already get enough politics on TV through all the different channels on there. Like the one place I want to go and laugh and,
And the
and have,
parody.
but it wasn't just them. Like comedians were doing
The
it
sketch.
everywhere. Like actors were doing it everywhere. So award shows were doing it. I think when award shows started getting out of that, you're now starting to see. I think it was the Grammys was one of the highest viewed award shows, and it was very well. Not the Grammys. I think the Emmys. Was it the Emmys or the? I think it was
the Grammy.
No, which one happened lately where Fluffy was that? I think that was the Emmys.
It was
no, that was the Golden Globes.
Golden
Yeah.
Globes.
So the Golden Globes kind of set the standard as to what all these award shows need to be like, because it was it was incredibly inclusive. The Grammys did the same thing too, with like having all of those
Right.
artists on there.
Right.
But the Golden Globes kind of brought comedy back to
Okay.
To
the stage. So yeah, I'm excited because I hope he's gonna end up. I'm hoping he ends up doing like movies and things like that because he's pretty talented. So stereotypical Cuban too. Every time you listen to him
Have you
talk.
ever saw that sketch that he did with Bad Bunny about? I think they did it in the last season when it was like the Pergrish about Cristobal Columbus coming to
where
the
they were
new
coming
world.
into the new world.
Oh my god, that was hilarious! It was so
that was
well
so
done.
funny.
Oh
it
my
was so
God.
funny. He's like,
I need to go back and watch that.
Yes.
That
Oh,
no,
girl.
you guys got to watch that. It's
Yes.
hilarious.
I love when Pedro, did I say his name right? Pedro Pascual?
Pascal.
Pascal. Pascual?
Pascal.
She's adding more letters.
Pascal.
Like not Pascua, but Pascal. I loved him when he was on SNL.
He's funny no matter. I mean, he's always funny. I think he's just like a normal guy, and I think in just being a normal guy, his humor just like he's got Latino humor.
Yeah.
So it just comes across, and when he's doing things, like you can just see that he has fun doing
and
it.
he's so humble about like how everybody has a crush on him.
Oh
He's
my
like,
god, he's the daddy. No, tu novio del
like, you do?
internet.
Kinda like,
Which is
Your
funny
novio
because he
del
looks like a
internet.
shriveled owl
That's
to me.
the-
Like I don't know. It's
Yeah,
like, you know,
they-
women out there, I don't
they
know
have
what
a
the
thing for
standards are
him.
these
people
days.
might
Like,
hate me for this, but I don't think he's attractive.
I
Not
don't
for
think
you, but then for other people, they're like, yeah, novio
Yeah,
del
yeah.
internet. That's how they
Right.
call him.
I don't think he's
Complete-
attractive, but he's kind of like adorable.
he's got
No,
swag.
he's
like teddy bear,
adorable,
like
but-
ador, like
Yeah, he's got swag. The man's got swag. There's nothing. He looks like the Latino guy that every woman would like want. Oh, he's Latino.
What did you call him? An owl?
He looks like an
a
owl.
shriveled up owl. He said a shriveled up owl.
He looks like an old owl. I don't
Listen,
know how to
Pascal is
explain it.
living his best life right now, okay?
I feel like
If
I
you
gotta get a
watch
side
Winnie
by
the
side.
Pooh,
Winnie the
you see
Pooh.
Mr. Owl.
What? What?
I gotta see a side by side of Mr. Owl and Pedro Pascal.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Look, we're gonna show. So for the people who are watching this, we're gonna show it to you.
Yeah.
This is Pedro, and then this is the owl.
Yeah.
And you can let me know. Yeah, that'll be our new poll. Does Pedro Pascal look like the owl from Winnie the Pooh? There we go. And then we'll have people just vote on there. I'm gonna get shitted on for that
He's
one.
gonna get a lot of hate for this.
But yeah, I mean, he looks like an owl. He do, and when he gets older,
We're gonna have people like tag him in the comments to see if he'll come
wait
vote.
till he
You
gets
know what?
older.
We're losing our chance to have him on the show because of you. Thanks.
What do you mean? He's gonna come.
He'll come.
He'll come.
He'll
They
defend
all
himself. He'll
come.
be like,
They
he'll be like, I heard you think I look like an owl.
Pedro, you are
He's
invited.
Look, he's probably not welcome to New York. He already said the worst Mexican food that he's tasted is in New York.
Who said that?
Did he say where the
he
best
said it on a
was?
Hot Wings challenge thing or one of those Hot Wings challenges.
Oh, hot
my
ones.
God.
Hot ones. He said that shit.
Oh,
So,
I just
First
looked up
refeeds.
the owl from Winnie the Pooh.
And
and
does it look like him?
A little bit.
yeah. I mean, you can look up any owl,
The
and he
owl-
looks like
he's an
any
adorable
owl.
owl, I guess you'll say.
So, but yeah, hey,
I just don't think he's like everybody thinks
he's not like
hot.
yeah.
You know, I
he's
think
not,
he's adorable. Like you
Yeah.
said.
He may not be hot to you, but I'm telling you, there's women
There-
out
oh,
there
no,
that they're
there's-
like really going for it. You know, I'm telling you.
My question is, if he wasn't a major actor, would the women be that
That's a
accepting?
good question.
Yeah, that is a good question.
Ladies,
because that's
will you still be dating him?
yeah.
if
Would you
he's-
be there? New poll. You know, if this
Is Pedro
Was
Pascal
poor.
dateable?
If he
Would
was
you still be
poor,
doing
If he was homeless.
if he was living on the streets begging for
if he
your
was
spare
asking you for
change,
spare change, would Pedro Pascal still be attractive to you? All right,
All
so let's get into the Oscars.
We have a couple Latinos nominated this year. We have America Ferrera for Best Supporting Actress going against The Holdovers, Oppenheimer, she's in Barbie, and then Nayad, is that what it's pronounced?
Naiad, probably,
Naiad?
yeah.
And The Color Purple. So what are your guys' predictions on this category?
Oh boy, I was doing a little bit of research, and I
Their
think
research. It's the Oscars. There's no
yes,
research
I
involved.
still
It's all
have to do
emotion.
the research because
TBH,
there's
I-
something that when you watch certain award shows or when it's award show season, you kind of like
You do-
there's
you-
a,
you do
there's
go
a
and do
tabulation,
research.
you know,
Yeah.
there's stats. Okay, Rafael.
I feel like she
Dang.
doesn't
And-
have a
and
big
I-
shot here.
Yes.
I don't know. I we want her to win.
We
but
want her to win, but I
Oppenheimer, I
have
feel like-
seen the whole. I haven't seen the holdovers, but I saw Oppenheimer and I saw Barbie and The Color Purple. But right now, what is ringing my ear is Divine Joy Randolph, if I don't say her name correctly or pronounce it, but she's been awarded for a couple of awards according to the track record that I saw. But we're rooting for America. She has done really great things. You know, she has a 20-year career as an actress. And, you know, she has had these moments. May that be from the movie, what is it, The Traveling
the sister of the traveling
Sister of the
Pants.
Traveling Pants. I don't know
Yes.
if that's the right name.
The
Women's
sister
have
of the
curves.
traveling
Women
pants.
have
Sisterhood of the
curves.
Traveling
It
Pants.
is, yeah.
Yeah, so, you know.
If she wins,
The
I'm buying
Ugly
you guys
Betty.
all a coffee next week.
Shoot, I'll show up next week just for the coffee.
I mean, so here's the problem with this award.
Yeah.
Everybody's already hating on her.
Yeah.
If she wins, did the Oscars make it a statement pick because of the fact that of all the shit that she went through, and then like because she's basically
The
getting this
shade.
award because of the one
Monologue.
Okay. And I hate that people are going to be like, oh, that's not true. No, she's getting this award because of the one monologue. You can say whatever the hell you want. Aside from that, the entire movie is about two people who one of them didn't even get nominated. So if she wins, do you now start questioning like the integrity of the Oscars? Because I think that I don't feel she's above Emily Blunt as a Latino or Jodie Foster
Correct.
in Naya. That's just my opinion. Because when we're talking about this, we can't be like biased just because I'm Latino. I feel like the Latino should
Right.
win. There's some cases where, like for instance, Wednesday should have won, you know, for series or this and that, and like the Emmys and things like that. But you see where Pedro Pascal earned that win because, you know, as lead in a series. I don't feel she outperforms Emily Blunt in Oppenheimer. Okay, that's just me. But if she does win it, clearly will, you know, open up some modelos and take the win.
Right.
Because
Right.
she does a great job in the monologue.
Correct.
You know, but that is a tough
I think it's a
Category.
tough
Tough
category,
lineup.
That is
and
a
it doesn't
tough
discredit
division.
her monologue and how great she was in Barbie.
Yeah.
But let's go
there's
back to what you even
categories.
said the other episode about, you know, how the Oscars break that down again for our viewers, like, you know, when it comes to the content of certain movies and how the Oscars really go about that.
I mean, the Oscars is a strange award. So you have like the People's Choice Award, which is the people voting, and then you have the SAG Awards, which is all the actors that are in the room are voting, or people who are a part of the SAG-AFTRA union. You know, things like Nickelodeon Awards, and all those are fan-based awards. When it comes into the Oscar, you have a whole bunch of pretentious pricks who are upstairs voting on this, and they're considered scholars. At least that's my understanding. And sometimes it's not about how popular the movie is or the content is. It's about who gave the best performance from that. And so when you look at like Barbie, you can see where Ken had to go outside of the boots to kind of give the best performance in that movie. As much as we love Margot Robbie and America Ferrera and so forth, he's the anomaly in that movie. As much as they tried to make it about women, they technically made it about Ken because he's the one that's different from everything else that takes place. So that's why he gets the nomination. But the Oscars are just different like that. And obviously Juan can shit on everything I'm saying because he's a movie guru. And he can tell me, hey, you're wrong. And I'll accept that because he's a guy on our staff that really knows his shit. But it's why you see surprises at the Oscars that you don't see at the Golden Globes and you don't see at the People's Choice Awards or, you know, because there's, you know how they say, the facts don't care about your feelings, so to speak. This is the one award show where they go based on the substance of the nature of acting.
Yeah.
Yeah. They give you a curve.
And, you know, it's not based on, these people could care whether you sold $1 million at the box office. They just care, like, what did you do from a substantiated acting perspective?
Right.
And that's the question you're going to have to ask when America Ferrera is going up against Emily Blunt. And, you know, I mean, I don't feel like Daniel Brooks is going to win it unless that's a statement pick, you know, because The Color Purple, again, musical. So it's a different category altogether.
Sometimes these categories throw me
The
off.
thing is that for me, you know, I'm rooting for her, but the thing is that when it came to the Actors Guild Award, usually they say that there's a tracking, like somewhere along, if it's the Golden Globes or the opening of the Palm Springs International Film Festival, like they start highlighting a track and probabilities are.
You start to see who's gonna win.
Yeah, and then in those categories, America has not been highlighted there yet. But then again, like Rafi said, it can give us a curveball. We
never
don't
know.
know.
They
We
can.
really don't know.
Because they can turn around and say, you know what? We feel like her monologue in that movie was the most powerful monologue in the entire movie, and that's what made the movie. That's what drew the attention
That
to
would
the
be
movie.
amazing. I feel like if she
So
wins,
if she got
it's
it,
gonna
it would be because they thought that that was such a powerful monologue
Right.
and such a powerful statement that it was worthy of an Oscar.
Yeah.
Right.
But and also the most important thing also is that this role is not specifically or wasn't designed for a Latina actress. It just was for
It just
an
happens to be
actress.
that she,
Right.
you know,
Yeah, that's it.
But we have a couple other nominees. We have The Fire Inside by Becky G, but it's actually written by Diana Warren. So if she wins this award, Diana would probably take the...
Yeah, I was always wondering about that because when I read the article on Hola, it said Becky G received the Oscar nomination for Best Original Song, and then they were showing her reaction. It's not her award.
I would say they both walk up there because she's singing it.
I think they both walk up
yeah.
there, but like the actual Oscar is
Who
going
takes it
to
home.
go to Diane Warren, who
Right.
wrote the song.
Yeah.
It's not about who performs it; it's about who wrote
Yeah.
it.
Right.
And so that's where I got confused when it came to that award because it was just like, okay, I think is Becky G performing? I don't remember.
She actually is.
She's performing the song at the Oscars, so like that's an honor in itself.
Right.
But the award in itself, I think she goes up there and maybe she even gets to speak and so forth. But Diane Warren is the actual winner of that award, like from the actual Oscars perspective. It was her music and her lyrics that put it on there.
But she's also going against other categories that are a little like, What Was I Made For is my prediction of.
Me too.
I know, Billie
Yeah.
It's such
Eilish.
a great
Yeah.
song that I'm like, it's kind of hard to top.
Yeah,
it
Barbie
off.
has 2 in there.
Yeah, and I think actually Ryan is gonna sing. I think so, right?
Is he?
I don't know if I want to hear Ryan sing.
I know.
Yeah,
I was
think
like,
he's gonna sing the.
I'm
yeah.
it's like, I don't know. Yeah.
I think so.
He's gonna sing
I
the
think-
Ken song.
I know
I wouldn't
that
be
Becky
surprised if
G
they do
is.
something.
Billie
I wouldn't be
Eilish is
surprised.
probably performing.
But I think that's the song that's gonna win for sure.
Billie Eilish
The Billie
performs?
Eilish one?
Yeah.
Sounds like
Yeah.
she's dying all
Yeah.
the time.
She's
I mean,
amazing.
even looking
like
at the
Billie Eilish, but
category.
She
she's
grew on
always-
me. At first, I used to kind of like not like
I
her
know,
music
right?
too much.
Really?
You like
I've
Billie
always
Eilish?
liked
Grew on
her.
me too.
Yeah.
She
Yeah.
has a really nice voice.
I
Yeah.
just feel like she sings the same way every single song.
Well, that's her style.
Can understand that.
No.
Yeah. I
just-
can see that.
I don't want to be depressed for the rest of my life. Like,
Yeah.
that's just-
That's why you only listen to it when you're going through stuff, you know.
yeah. Like you were saying that
It's
something
sad
about the
girl
category.
music. No, I was just saying, like, looking at the category, like, even when I first looked at it, I was like, oh, Billie's gonna win.
It's kind of like,
Like,
we
just
already
look,
know.
yeah, looking at it,
it's
I was
the
like, you
song.
can't even compare them.
That song gets me emotional every time.
Yeah.
Like, what was
Like,
I
it-
made
it
for?
does what it was supposed to do.
Billie Eilish can. I mean, she won for the one that she did for. I think it was James Bond.
Yes, yeah, she did.
Her her main feature for that. She won for that. But she's at another level. Like, I'm not hating on Billie. I just don't like her music. I think she's extremely talented and she does
Right.
amazing work. And
Rafael
obviously,
doesn't like Ariana Grande's music. He doesn't like Billie Eilish. Who
I mean,
does he
So what
like?
do you listen to?
huh? Peso Pluma. No, I'm just kidding. Bad Bunny. I don't even listen to Bad Bunny. She knows. I don't listen
No,
to his
he doesn't
music.
listen
I
to
think he
it.
sounds like a zombie
He doesn't
singing.
like Selena. He
But-
doesn't like.
You don't like Selena?
Well, Selena. No, you're
Selena
talking about Selena
Quintanilla.
Quintanilla. Yeah, I never grew up listening to Selena. So for me, Bitty Bitty Bob, whatever the fuck that is. No, I'm just kidding. I'm gonna get
No,
whacked.
that was intense.
This
That
is
was
the-
too
after
much.
you
Man,
now.
the show's canceled
You're
after
girl.
today.
I was like, now you better be canceled.
That's it.
When I some of the other, I mean, I'm a huge fan of the leading role, best actor in the leading role. But you're a big fan. You think Cole? I mean, what are your chances that you think Coleman Domingo wins it?
You see what the thing is that I saw Rustin, I saw Oppenheimer. I think Bradley Cooper definitely is not. I'm like Bradley-
Maestro?
No. I'm rooting for Coleman, but it's really tight
That's a
between
tough-
Cillian Murphy because
That is a tough.
that's a tough one.
He is in there with some bangers.
Because I saw Oppenheimer myself. I was there for 3 hours. I'm like, I definitely know that's gonna be definitely the movie that is gonna take over Oppenheimer.
They have a lot of nominations.
Yes,
So I do think.
The Killers of the Flower Moon is there too, but Oppenheimer, it was like the dialogue, everything, the screenplay. I'm like, I wanted more. Even the fact that I was there for 3 hours, and I was like,
yeah.
what? Are we
Like,
done?
that's it?
And that's how I felt for the
Can I
movie.
make a confession of a movie I tried to watch and I was kind of grossed out by?
Which one?
The Poor Things. Have you guys watched
That
it?
movie was straight porn.
I straight up turned it off because I was like, what am I? It was so weird.
I haven't even heard of that movie.
No, we just watched that movie yesterday.
It's weird, right?
Okay, first of all,
I didn't finish it. So
I was telling my daughter, she's an actress. I told her, I'm like, she's gonna win that for Best Actress. I guarantee you she'll win it. She's gonna win it the same way Halle Berry did because she was freaky, and they turn around and they put that movie is just straight out obnoxious.
I didn't even
First
hear
of all,
about that.
the
movie.
Monster
concept
Ball
of it-
is nothing.
No. Look, there is just certain movies that the Academy loves to lather in, and this is one of those movies. So I wouldn't be surprised if like the movie doesn't win Best Picture, but I also wouldn't be surprised if she wins Best Actress for that role or
she
Best
played.
Leading Actress.
If she made me feel uncomfortable, she played the role well because I was like, why is she doing? I was like, I can't watch this.
But the movie was like, I don't even look. You guys haven't watched the
and
movie.
it's in
I'm
black
not
and
gonna
white
give
the
it
entire time.
No, it's not.
Oh,
So
okay.
that means you didn't even get to the color part.
No.
And I was about to turn it off on the black and white.
Maybe
area.
I'll try to finish it.
So, or you may not need to. It's literally everything that you saw in the. Well, you may not even gotten to the worst parts of it.
It was just gross. Like I think the things she was doing were grossing me out. And
Yes.
then the duck in the movie. I don't know. There was like a.
There's
weird,
just it's a
it was
weird movie. Clarita's looking at us like
Is-
I have not seen this
right,
shit.
I'm like, is
not-
it about
haven't seen it
anything?
either.
So
Yeah.
I might say for her a little bit.
The movie tries to make certain statements. I can't tell you because the movie has like a plot that you need to watch in order for you to understand.
Okay.
However, don't watch it with your parents.
Okay.
Okay?
disclaimer.
Because Emma Stone took it to a whole new level on all different grounds. I mean, you
Okay.
literally can just watch this like online now and just like it's streaming now. You
It's
can
on
watch it.
Hulu.
It's
Okay.
on Hulu.
Yeah.
We watched it because like my daughter's, I'm interested in poor things. We were watching at one point. We just realized, okay, the point's no longer there. It's just her being a freak. Like it's
Okay.
just and I get that there's gonna be actors who are like, oh, it's a creative work of art, blah, blah. That's great. But, you know, for some of us who don't want to see straight up that kind of act all day and all the time and through the entire movie, it is not your cup of tea.
Got it.
So all the actors are going to love it. They're going to say it's a great work of art. I can tell you from a creativity standpoint, it's amazing because they do shit there. Like, but me, like at one point she made me uncomfortable.
Wow.
And that's hard for you to do. Okay, I've watched The Witcher season 1. That was really tough to watch, you know. And I'm like, this was uncomfortable.
And I haven't finished it, and she made me feel uncomfortable.
So if you're a woman and you felt that way, you need to be in a very, very creative mind to be able to go there. I'm gonna jump on some of these. One of the ones that I want to add on there, because I feel like it's gonna get. I feel like it's a movie that they're putting Spain behind the name of it, which is The Society of Snow. Sarah talked about it. The actors in there were from Uruguay. I think that the movie itself, because of that, automatically becomes like a Latino film for me. And I feel like the actors, they should win this category. That movie was, or I guess it's a movie documentary, but it took a whole new twist for me than like the previous movies that have done that. And it was just an amazing movie, like tearjerker and everything. Like it was, I don't know. It was really good for me. I think they should definitely take that Oscar win. But those are some of our predictions. I know there's some other ones that you have.
We need to see some Latinos win, you know?
Yeah.
We always talk about how we want more representation, and
I feel like if this movie wins, even though it's from Spain, Latinos win.
Yeah.
Because all of the
Yeah,
actors who,
yeah.
like, they were very intentional with who they picked from some of the actors on this. And so
this
I
was like
think,
a different angle from the previous movie about the real story about the people that survive after the crash in the
this one,
mountains.
it's on my list, actually. I have a list of movies I've been wanting to watch.
So
but,
it's
yeah.
kind of cool because all the movies from the previous side are from the survivor's perspective.
Right.
That's not what this movie is about. It's from one of the individuals who were, who didn't make it. So it was kind of, and first of all, I feel like I'm doing a teaser, but it's been out there for like 3 months. If you didn't support this movie, you're just.
Hey, are you calling me out?
Yes.
Excuse me.
I'm
much
so
so.
bad
I
at
have a
watching
lot of
movies.
things.
when I
I think I
Yeah,
have a
because
lot
the
of
other
things.
one was
I
kind
wanna
of
watch.
portraying more about
The
talking
people
about
who
survivor
survivors,
and
yeah.
cannibalism
So this
and
was
stuff
this
like
was
that.
from the notes and I think the journal or somebody who was
In-
who went through the process but didn't make it all the way through.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so they're using that plus everything. But the movie was so intense. Like we were watching it and we were just glued
Wow.
to everything that was taking place. It was
This
was
is the
really
one on
well.
Netflix.
Yeah, that's the one on Netflix.
I will go home and watch it. How
So
about
Netflix,
I
we're
know.
doing
I'm
it
like, I
again.
got things to do today.
Yeah.
I got movies to watch.
Yeah, I mean,
I have
you
a
can
long
add
list
you
of
can
things
add
to
poor
watch.
things to it. But again, watch that in a room all by yourself, hidden from the world, and yeah.
Oh my god.
All right, the last thing we got. I know you were talking about a TikTok trend that was taking place.
Yes, there's been this saga, but it's a real life saga by a TikToker. Her name is Risa Tisa. It's a 50-part, 10-minute video audio experience that took over
parts.
TikTok. The title is Who the F Did I Married? The videos are so trendy that it has reached the Latino community. Like, you know, they like the good chisme and novela kind of thing. So it's, you know, I cannot tell you, she definitely has garnered like almost 400 million views. She has a following almost like 3.1. I don't know. It's like the lady
She's
is
up there.
the queen of storytelling, but los Latinos has definitely jumped in the bandwagon.
There's a TikTok of a tío.
He visto 40 de esta mujer. ¿Sabes cuánto tiempo le he dedicado a esta mujer? Y ahí número 39.
Oh my god.
En la oscuridad yo ahí escuchando a esa mujer. ¡Qué grueso!
Oh god. No es verdad.
No la puedo soltar.
Pues llega de esa parte.
Ay, Dios santo, te puedo contar todo lo que quieras. Pregúntame lo que quieras. Estoy al día.
No.
Yes.
Who's just sitting there, he's just watching it. And he's like, I can't tell you how much time I've given to this woman. He's like, I'm on episode 40, but I just can't put it down. He's so stuck on it because I think it's the captions, right? Like he speaks
Right,
Spanish, the
yeah.
whole thing is in English, but you're able to like read.
And he was like talking to
They're
his
like-
niece
he
or
was
something
talking
like
to-
that.
He's like, Mija, have you seen it? Like,
It was in his
was
reaction.
intense. You need to watch
His
it.
reaction is priceless. Because
Priceless.
it's just, you can see like I can't believe I can't let this shit go.
Right.
The Chima's so strong.
Yeah.
So good.
The chisme was so strong that when I finished the series, I was like, What's
You
next?
finished
you finished it?
What?
Yes.
You did? You invested
But let me
500
tell you,
hours?
I wasn't
It's
sitting.
not just 50 something.
Fi-
It's about
500 minutes
58
of
now,
your
though.
life.
Like,
No, I would watch it as I washed the dishes,
Yeah,
as I got ready,
in the
as I did
background.
my makeup. So it wasn't like I was just watching my phone. I was listening to her, and you would be
And
like,
that one.
like, and then you would get to the next part, and it
She
would just
had
get
the
worse.
best
Wait, so
cliffhangers.
what happened?
She
Because
was
I started
dating,
it, but I haven't
Well,
gotten through
The
it.
guy she dated was. You want to explain, like,
Well, the question is, have you ever dated a pathological liar?
narcissistic,
Right.
pathological.
so she
liar.
ended up dating a pathological liar.
Marrying
Right.
him too.
Married him, divorced this guy.
Within, like,
and the
a
entire
year.
series is about all the things that happened throughout that
Right.
process.
Everything
And
he
the
said
epic,
was a lie.
the epic of
Everything.
it was also that by the time period that she met him was right in the middle of the pandemic.
It was
And you know
COVID,
what?
yeah.
Yeah, it was
God
2020.
will warn you when a man is not for you because she got a flat tire on the way to her.
To
that
their
was
first
the biggest
date,
first
yeah.
sign. Yeah,
That was her sign.
The
Yeah.
biggest. You
I
know,
think that's the biggest thing.
I
is-
felt like the first
they-
red flag was when she matched with him on a whole other site and he had a different name.
right? Yeah.
I was like right off the bat, this is red,
Red
flag,
flag.
number one. Like, why are we
But
doing
they say
this?
that God, you know, whispers. Then he taps you on the shoulder, and then he literally hits you with a brick.
Well,
Yeah.
this
That's
guy gives
usually-
you a flat tire.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I have a question for you. Why is it that people in this day and age can't see red flags? Like I
Because
feel
they're
like
colorblind.
They said that's a flag.
they
Red
might
or
be.
green,
I
who
mean,
knows?
at this point, I feel like people are just straight up blind. Like, how do you? There are some signs
There are some signs.
that I can see with a person just watching them interact for like 5-10 minutes, and I'm like, it's that guy's. But women and men both, they're just
Both.
like, oh
It's
my
both.
god, this is my shit. And then they find out after like 30 dates later
Oh my
that this person was not. And then they go back and like, I wish I would have seen the signs.
But it's
Like,
because
how big of a sign do you need a billboard to
He's
be on
not-
there?
She's not.
Do we have to
He's right,
open the
not
door
the
and
one.
immediately you see this midget come in, or small people come into the door, sitting there going, the signs are there, the signs. Like, what do you need in order to
it's
have
because
the signs?
you're saying that as an outsider, like looking at the relationship, right? But when
Right.
people first start dating, like I think she even said she was like, "Oh, I was so excited to find somebody who like wanted to meet, and he looked like his
Then-
pictures. He was so attractive, blah blah." You got like hard eyes, like you're blinded.
it's
And I think that's
looking
part of
pink,
it.
I
like
mean, this
the
was
red
COVID
flag.
And the
though.
fact
Everybody
that
was
also
excited
she
to
was-
go out and just have a burger. Like,
Which
I mean,
adds to it. She was like, "Oh my god, I'm going. Not only am I going out, but I'm going out to meet a guy who like wanted to meet me. Looks like
Plus,
his photo.
he was like
He's
manipulating
attractive.
her into thinking like he had his shit together, that he was
Right.
gonna like, you know,
But
like
the fact
get him
also-
a house and like all these like things that she wanted.
Yeah,
like, a
but that's what I was
family, a
coming
house.
to.
Another red flag, or not red flag, but sign from God. I mean, she had a miscarriage. I feel like
Yeah, that
It's-
was the wake up call for
that
her.
was like, it was like this, the flat tire, the miscarriage.
but why do you have to have that sign in order for that to be like the last?
I'm not saying you have to, but I feel like she should have read the signs like when they were happening. Like maybe this guy isn't for me.
I just
you know?
want to say that
I feel like at this point she needs a book full of bread.
I don't know. I don't know that a miscarriage would have been a sign for me because that could have been for
No.
so many reasons.
But
No,
I
there's a
mean-
bunch of couples. I'm not
Right.
saying that, but like when you add in all the signs that you guys are talking about,
But
the
there's a
flat
lot more
tire,
than
there's a
that.
lot.
Yeah.
No, she's got 58 episodes of this shit. Like there's signs all over the stuff.
There's signs
I mean, there's more signs
everywhere.
on this than Hollywood Boulevard. Like you're
More
not gonna
twists
get
and
more
turns.
signs. Yeah, and but I will to your testament. She does. You had to do this in a very creative way to do
yes,
this.
the storytelling on her is
And-
so captivating. People like, oh no, people don't have any more attention span. Oh yes, they do. If you
Yes,
have
they
really
do.
good content, people
she's
will
very,
show you.
soothing in the way she speaks too.
Yes.
Like, she's just like, I don't know. For me, it was
I think the
very
biggest thing is that she's
relaxing.
honest with herself. Too.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like,
and
so
now
she-
he's coming forward saying she's a liar, and I'm like, you know, go
Like,
away.
bro, you're done.
Right.
You're 50
And
And
episodes
she
Right.
took
in. like,
advantage
you're
of the
too late.
TikTok
Out.
format for 10 minutes that really nobody has really mastered that part. Everybody
Right.
was like long form or 1 or 2 minutes, but she captured your attention in 10 minutes. And it
Right.
was like,
I
He's
hope
gonna have
this
to
is
turn
made into a
around
telenovela.
Me too. No, but I do like that she made like
I hope she signs for her book.
somebody's got to write about it.
Yeah, she's
I-
gonna write
I
'em.
do like that she started off with like a disclaimer video because it's her being very transparent. She's
Yeah.
like, I'm gonna laugh throughout it, but this was traumatic.
You're
Like,
the- I'm laughing because we're going back to the guy. Nobody knew who the hell he was until he posted that shit.
Legion.
right? Yeah, no, he exposed himself for sure.
Like, why would you?
But
do
the
that?
He
internet,
put
you know,
himself
always
out
does
there.
that.
Right, he could have been like
could've
the
been, like,
mystery
gone.
man
You could have
forever.
been walking through McDonald's.
Could
like
have done
you
this
were.
to like 10 other people and they never would
His
have known.
ex-wives
But-
came out too, out of the woods.
Have you guys ever experienced a pathological or narcissistic partner?
No.
I did. I mean, it
The
was
silence in the room.
We were
That
like,
was
oh,
this thing.
I
It
wasn't
was heavy.
expecting anything
The
to
defamation lawsuits that are going to come
I
from that.
did.
It's like,
And it's like, it's not that you don't see the signs, you do. But there's something within yourself that at that point, in the time, in the moment, and some women will think, well, I'm not even going to generalize. It's just at the point that any person feels that this is supposed to happen to me. Maybe I'm in my, I don't know, 30s or 40s, and they're like, I want this to happen. And the thing
Do
is,
you think they stay because they force in the relationship?
I
sometimes.
think it's more personal. I think
Yeah,
like
it is.
Like you want to stay because you're like, I'm already with this person. Like I want to have kids by the time I'm this age. And if I
Exactly.
leave this relationship and start over with somebody else, that timeline is not going to happen.
Yeah, some people think that they invest too much, a lot.
Right.
It's a lot of things.
Right.
Self-love,
Mentally,
self-respect.
spiritually.
Sometimes when you don't know a lot of things, like one of my first relationships when I was straight out of high school, he was abusive towards me, and I didn't know any better at the time, you know. So I feel like I had to learn that, so I don't ever put up with that in life again.
Exactly.
Right.
No, those are the lessons that come out
Yeah.
of that.
I mean, as long as
you
you're learning that lesson once.
No, yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Well,
I
that's
never.
right, right.
Oh, it was
Yeah.
once.
You're talking about people who do it
are
over and
people
over.
There are people
they
who
go
see
through.
red flags and they just constantly see red flags and they're just constantly
Those
doing
people,
it anyway.
I don't know. I can't help you there.
Yeah,
Like,
I mean, I just
you
don't.
know.
I mean, if you've seen red flags, shit, at one point, hire somebody to see the flags for you. Just get somebody.
But I
who's-
think the point is that like she's saying this because she has gotten out of it. There are people who literally never get out
well,
of it.
she was smart. She divorced the guy and everything when she. But I'm just saying, like,
Yes.
I think her video serves as a good way for people to see, like, this is what I went through. Learn from this shit.
Right.
You had a whole 50 episodes of
Be
red
aware.
flags. Be aware. And at one point, like, obviously, as cheesemakers, Theos and Tias.
Oh
and
my
everything-
God,
Right.
everybody is into
There
the
are
deal.
TikTok sensations now happening because of the fact that they're just watching Theos watching this stuff on the side.
Los tíos y las tías.
All right, so we run out of time.
We did.
Clarita, it's amazing to have you here.
Yeah.
I'm gonna ask just a couple of questions.
Okay.
So a lot of people don't. You were in our Revolution last year. You've been a partner with us for quite some
Yes.
time. What is? Tú te viste like you put on the makeup. but what is that called though? Because I was sitting there I was like completely confused.
The transformation, I guess. It's like turning into La Catrina, which is, she's become like a really big symbol of what Dia de los Muertos is. She's the representation of like the beauty and the tradition that goes into Dia de los Muertos. There are a lot of people who look at it and they're like, oh, why are you celebrating death?
Yeah.
That's like such a sad thing, and that's not what it is. We're celebrating the life that person lived and the continuance of their life in the afterlife, like their eternal life, essentially. So that's what it is. That's what it's called. It's La Catrina.
So now you
So
turn around and
beautiful.
you have the makeup, right?
Yeah.
How long does that take?
My makeup artist has been doing it for like 15 years, so it takes her maybe like 45 minutes, at most like an hour.
It's a beautiful tradition.
Yeah.
I want to do Katrina one day.
You should.
Right. Yeah.
I've always
Even
wanted
if
to
it's
dress
like
up
half of
like
my
that, too.
face.
I mean,
Yeah.
Can
It's
the guy do it?
But what I like is like also
I mean,
the
men
crown.
die, yeah.
The crown.
But, but I'm saying like I can
men
do
do it.
the whole I can do
You
the whole
haven't seen
ensemble.
it?
Yes.
Because look, for those of you who have no clue what we're talking about, this is the picture. We're gonna post it right here. This is what it looks like. This is what she looks like, and then now she looks like that.
Right.
So it's amazing the transformation of those two. I was curious about like if men are.
Oh yeah, and they
Yes.
do really cool ones.
So
Oh,
it's the Catrina and the Catrin.
yes.
Essentially, when you think of like the Catrin, people think like, oh, just a really like well dressed. That's what the actual translation is. It's like a well dressed man. But the Catrin is also the representation because men do die. Like there's also an after. It's not
I'm
like
never gonna
afterlife
die.
is women only. No, you're not gonna die.
I'm never gonna die.
All men but you.
I'll be here forever. Everybody else. Sorry for your death.
That's
gonna be
I will
eternal
be here
immortal?
forever.
Can't be me though.
I am a god. No, I'm just kidding.
But no, yeah, there definitely is a male version.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they do really cool.
Very cool. So if people wanted to look at what you do, because you're going to be at Revolucion, so they're going to
Yeah.
be able to check it out. But if people wanted to go check out before, where they follow?
La Muerte Preciosa on Instagram, TikTok. I think that's it.
And thank you for joining us. And,
Of course.
and
Thank you
adding
for
in.
inviting
This is so
me.
amazing. She's actually helping us out with our challenge later for our some of the people that we have coming in. We're having a hot pepper challenge
Okay.
with some
Truth
influencers.
or
So,
Chile.
Truth or Chile. Yeah, there you go. That's going to be interesting. So, and we're going to be adding some hot and fluffy tapatio sauce to that. So, tapatio, it's about time you start sponsoring. There's a shot.
Throw in the
that's a
request.
shot.
Throw it in there.
Throw
right
in
there.
Throw in the
everything
request.
there.
Estamos poniendo, hey, we had all kinds of giveaways and stuff. Oh, congratulations to the people who won the fluffy contest. That was really cool. And we have some more that are going to be coming out. Big shout out to Joby and, providing that. And I want to give a shout out to Irene, friend of mine, Guerra Athletics. You guys got to go check that out. We're wearing the hat today. Really cool. She gave this as a gift. And we love supporting small businesses, Latina owned. So very cool. All right, everybody, that is our show. Thank you for tuning in. Please follow us at Todo Latino Show on Instagram and at Todo Wafi on YouTube. Subscribe to all of your favorite listening apps. We are there. From Pro Audio LA Studios, I'm Rafael, that's Joby, that's Daisy, that's Claritza, and we are out.